go.
Good afternoon, it's Jim and Becky behind the camera, and we are with it Retirees in beautiful Beaverton, Oregon. So we thought we'd film in the backyard. I should show you this fence here that we have. It's sort of a semi-permanent fence. The reason we have put this up is because we have this wonderful 6-month-old golden retriever puppy, I guess you'd call it a puppy. It's half devil and half angel, and this keeps it from eating the rest of the yard. So that's why we've got it. Anyhow, on with the show. So you may have a couch you sit on like I do, or a chair where you can look out the window perhaps. Or you look out the window somewhere and there's a street in front of your house, and you notice every once in a while you'll see an e-bike go by. And you think to yourself, God, I think I could do that. I really do. You know, I want to try it, but I don't know. And then recently, you'll see a whole bunch of electric scooters go by. I call them e-scooters. I'm not sure why you can't do that. And to start with, you see a lot of kids on them, but nowadays, it's older guys sometimes, and some people even your age, we being retired. So let's look at this through the eye of a retired person, and maybe today is the day that you decided, I gotta do this. I gotta get one or the other, and I gotta see if I can do it. So good, that's a good thing. So let's get on with the video. What I want to do here is it's not going to give you everything you need to know, but it will give you some tips that you might use when you decide to go and look a little bit further. So if you do find any tips in this video that you like, do me a favor and like my channel and possibly even subscribe. So anyhow, let's go on with it. Before we get any further, and before you get any further in this search, the first thing you do is you buy yourself a helmet. You don't want to have to buy the helmet when you're at the shop and they're selling you a scooter or a bike. That's not the time. This is a good quality bike helmet. Good way to make it work. They cost a little bit of money, but they're worth it, and you gotta have one. I absolutely insist that you do it if you don't do anything else. Now you've got a helmet. Now what you have to do is decide, what do you want to do with it? You know, you need a reason, a purpose. I came up with 4 common reasons. The first one we're not even going to talk about much because that would be commuting. And us being retired, and you and those and so on, we just won't mention that one today. It's a good thing to do, but we're not going to talk about it. So let's go on to the next possible scenario. And that's just plain fun. You don't want to sit on the couch, you just feel like you want to do something fun. Now, if that's the case, and you want to ride, let's say, in your neighborhood, I like half mile around is when I ride this one. A electric scooter is an absolute option. They are the cheapest way to go as far as getting into it. They're easy to ride, and they're surprisingly quick and fun. I have never ridden anything that is as much fun as this scooter. It's like flying almost, and after a while you just glide around the neighborhood. You're the king of the neighborhood. It would be a direction I was going if that's all I was trying to do. So let's go on to the next possibility, and that's for exercise. A lot of people are trying to drop a couple pounds, me too, and if you want exercise, then you probably, obviously a scooter isn't going to do much because there's no pedals or anything. You do get some exercise doing it, but not a whole lot. So if I was going to buy an e-bike for exercise, I would want a bike more like this that looks like a bicycle. And I would want to pay special attention. I'm not going to tell you which bike to get, but when you buy one that looks like a bicycle, it's going to have 26-inch tires. Usually I would go with just a standard 2-inch tire, like a regular cross bike. You may have ridden a bike that looks a lot like this. Pay attention to the gears on it. You want at least 8 speeds. The better quality gear shifting, the bicycle components, the more it's going to help you for exercise. They've all got plenty of power, and you adjust the power so that your pedals coincide so that you're pedaling the way you want to pedal. So if, like I say, exercise was what I was really after, a bike such as this is typically the best way to get a bike that you can really work the pedals more. There are other specifics that you can get into later, but that's the case. Now, the third possible reason is to replace your car, which I actually have done, and that's my reason. When I go to the store, I take a bike. If it's anywhere where I can get a bike, I've worked out bike routes, so I know most of the places I go that are, say, 5 miles or less, I just don't use the car. I don't need to, and I don't want to, at least this time of the year. So if getting to the store and back is your aim, or I might add, if you are going over rough terrain, gravel, dirt, a little of everything, a bike such as this with fat tires may be your best choice. The reason I don't list this under the exercise portion is typically bikes like this have less gears. This has 7, you can get them with 8, but they're lower geared, and they are little hot rods. If you want to go to the store, it'll get you there fast, but you tend to outrun your pedals. So that instead of pushing on the pedal like you should be for exercising, you're just cruising down the road like on a moped. But this also is on the fun side, by the way. If you want a fun bike, something like this is really hard to beat. And also, both these bikes, I take this to the store, either bike interchangeably. This is also would be a good bike for going to the store on. You note they both have I'm not going to, normally I don't show the details, but panners that fold down. So you can carry 30, 40 pounds on this if you really want to. Either one of these is the same for that. So that would be my choice. So if, in conclusion, I would pick a bike more like this if I was only going to do one thing. I would probably, if I want a little bit of everything, this would be my choice. You see, I have all 3, so what could be better? Maybe a 4th, I don't know. So there's one more thing I want to talk about before you go out to buy one, or do buy one from wherever your source is. You need a plan of what you're going to do when this thing breaks. When this bike breaks, or that scooter breaks, or you need repair, or all bicycles need tune-ups at one time or another. Now, whatever the plan is, if you're so good that you can deal with this yourself, then that's a plan. I personally buy my bikes from a bike shop, so I take it to the bike shop and I let them be the experts. There's a whole added layer of components on an electric bike that you don't have on a regular bike. So you have to have a plan. You have to be prepared for that, and don't just get caught flat-footed. So in conclusion, go out and do it. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. So just get up and get going. We'll see you next time.